This is a bit much, is it not? Glossier, what the heck do you think you're doing? What? What? Hello! Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. I am like so cozy today. I got my little sweater on. It's snowing outside. At least I think it's still snowing. It might just be blowing off of the buildings, but it's been snowing for like the last 14 hours and I'm thriving on it. I love the snow. We haven't had a big snowstorm in New York like this in like a few years. I heard that we got like 10 inches of snow last night, and the year before we got 4 inches of snow the entire year. So 2020 was a bad year? What are you talking about? I'm just kidding. No, it's still a bad year. But the snowstorm was nice, and you know, we gotta enjoy the little things in life. And for me, the snow is something that I enjoy very much. But that's not what this video is about. You did not come to this video to listen to me gush about the snow like a New England girl does. I'm from Massachusetts. I'm a fraud. I'm not really a New Yorker. Oh no. No, you clicked on this video because you, like me, want to get a little bit anti-consumerist. You want to talk a little bit of trash about new makeup releases. You want to maybe be convinced to skip out on some of these new beauty releases. It's my December makeup anti-haul. I had to think of an anti-haul theme song. That was very lame, but I'm so excited to be here filming an anti-haul with you. These are some of my absolute favorite videos to film. You know, with makeup releases coming out as often as they do in the beauty industry, I know I personally sometimes need somebody to convince me that I don't need to buy them all, so I'm hoping that I can be that person for you here today. So if that sounds like a topic that is interesting to you and you want to hear all about the new makeup releases that I don't think you need to buy, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching. It's coming at you right now. So I originally wasn't even gonna do a makeup anti-haul for December because I didn't think there would be a ton of releases, since I feel like most makeup brands' holiday releases came out in November, but the beauty brands don't sleep apparently, because we still got a ton of new releases to talk about. And the first one I would like to talk about is from Dragun Beauty. Now, if you weren't aware, Dragun Beauty is Nikita Dragon's beauty brand. Nikita Dragon is an influencer that often gets into hot water for a whole slew of things, but I'm going to look at this launch completely objectively, as if it were a launch that did not come from an influencer and just came from a random brand. With that being said, what the heck is this? So I believe this is the first eyeshadow palettes for the brand, but I really don't get it. Here's the deal. I get the eggs. I know the eggs are like, it's dragons, that's her whole thing, you know, it's Nikita Dragon, dragons lay eggs. I get it. That's cute enough. But for $30, Nikita, come on. This is a bit much, is it not? It's 5 pans. There's 5 pans in this eyeshadow palette. And hey, maybe this is the best eyeshadow formula that's ever been created before. I don't know. I can't speak to that. But coming from the perspective of a consumer, I just would never spend $30 on 5 eyeshadows unless they were like the most outrageous beautiful eyeshadows, like maybe if they were like multi-chromes or if they were really super special shades. But these are just like okay, you know? Like the only one that looks vaguely interesting to me is the shade Aquarius, which is like kind of this shimmery teal shade. That's pretty, and there's like a sparkly black, but then the rest are mattes. Like, I don't know, I feel like the brown and the peach matte could have just been skipped. Like, I get it, it makes it so you can make cohesive looks with a palette, but for $30, give me some shades I don't have already, you know? I just don't think any of these shades are special enough to warrant such a high price tag, and you know, maybe that's standard pricing for her, but I was just complaining in my last video, the worst makeup of 2020. If you haven't seen it, check it out, it was a fun one, but I was just complaining in that video about the Natasha Denona Mini Tropic palette and how this was $25, and I do not think it was worth $25. Granted, this formula is not great, and maybe Nikita's formula is a lot better, but I just think that's such a high price tag for a 5-pan eyeshadow palette. Even Natasha Denona, known for being a luxury overpriced brand, is not charging $30 for 5 pans of eyeshadow. I think that's a reach. I think it's a bit obscene if you ask me. I just don't think the color story is interesting at all, and I feel like I've been rambling about it for a long time already, so I guess we should move on. But the Dragun Beauty eyeshadow palettes are definitely makeup products that I am going to be anti-hauling. Okay, so the next new makeup release I would like to talk to you about is from Glossier, and it's their Glossier Gold Kit. So the Glossier Gold Kit comes with a lip gloss, which I believe is a new lip gloss from them. It's like a clear and it seems like it has some gold shimmer in it. Super pretty, love that. And it comes with a necklace with a G on it. A G, that's me, I'm a G. My name is Giovanna, it's Giovanna. That's super appealing to me. And how much is it? $75? Glossier, what the heck do you think you're doing? This is, like, come on, this is ridiculous. I was trying to do a whole thing where I pretend to be shocked by the price, but I already knew the price. It's ridiculous. That's why it's in the anti-haul. Their lip glosses usually cost like $16 on their own, even if they were gonna like charge a little more for this lip gloss because it's like a limited edition or whatever. I don't know if it is, but I'm just saying, even if they wanted to charge a little more for this gloss because it was a little extra special, that's still obscene. That still means that they are valuing this necklace at least like $50 or probably more like $60, which is like, what? What? I don't understand it. This is a bit ridiculous to me. I mean, it's a pretty necklace, but it kind of reminds me of, have you guys ever gotten a FabFitFun box before? Or any sort of like lifestyle subscription box where you look at the value of each item? Because I remember when I used to have FabFitFun, they gave me a necklace that was valued at $30 and it broke immediately and the clasp just fell off and I was like, oh gee, wow, $30, that sounds inaccurate. I don't know if that's applicable to this situation or not, but I feel like they're putting a bit more value into this product than it's actually worth. I also believe I saw it's gold plated, which means it's not real gold, so like getting a gold plated necklace and a lip gloss for $75, I don't know, personally this just seems like something rich people who have money to burn give each other for Christmas when they can't think of anything else to get each other, and that's fine, you know, you do what you gotta do, but I am not in that sort of same financial position to be doing that, and I just kind of feel like this is a little off. This is just very odd to me. I don't know, this seems like the type of stunt that like Chanel or Dior or Marc Jacobs or like a really high-end brand would do, so I was just very shocked to see it coming from a mid-range brand like Glossier, because I do think of Glossier as mid-range, you know, they have products for less than $20 and I think that's great, I love that, so I was just really shocked to see this kit. Granted, nobody's forcing me to buy it or anything, but I mean, I think it's a little much. I think that if I were to value this set, I would have made it like $40, you know? I think that's reasonable. I mean, we know that they typically value their glosses at $16. I'll even value this gloss at $20 for them. And then I think maybe throw on $20 more for the necklace, sell the set for $40. I think you'll sell a lot more that way. I think that's a lot more reasonable. I just thought this was a little weird. And I know they sell like apparel and lifestyle stuff and everything, but I just thought this set was just so unreasonably priced. And the lip gloss looks fine, but I'm also not buying from Glossier at this time. I know I mentioned that on my channel before. I really don't like the way they handled their whole situation with their employees during the pandemic. Follow Out of the Gloss on Instagram to get more information on that. So I'm not buying from them anyways, but even if I was buying from them, this would definitely be anti-hauled. Alright, so our next new makeup release that I am anti-hauling is from Colourpop. Would it even be an anti-haul on my channel if I didn't mention at least a few things from Colourpop? No, it wouldn't, because they release stuff every 30 seconds. That's true. Did you know that every 30 seconds Colourpop releases a makeup item? It's not actually 30 seconds, but it certainly feels like it, doesn't it? Oh my gosh. Although they announced the other day that their newest release is gonna be their last of the year, and I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it, Colourpop. But anyway, the one I want to talk about today is their Big Poppy collection. And you know what? I'll give credit where credit is due. I think it's cute that they've been doing all matte palettes lately. I think that's at least somewhat different from them. I know I talked about their Sunflower palette that came out in September, I believe, August or September, and how it wasn't for me, but I like the idea of it. And I feel somewhat similarly about the Big Poppy palette, that it's just like not for me, but I do have one more gripe with this palette, because if you look at the swatches from this palette, and I will put them on the screen here for you, I feel like some of the shades look very similar. Like obviously if you sit there and you nitpick and you zoom in and zoom in and zoom in, then you'll find tiny differences in undertone, but I do feel like on the eyes, they're all going to look the same. And I feel that way about Colourpop palettes a lot, where yes, you could sit there and go through and swatch every shade and say, no, this one's like a tinge more neutral and this one's like a tinge more red toned. But at the end of the day, on the eyes, when you're blending things together, it's just, they're gonna look the same, you know? And I feel like, especially with a 9-pan palette, when you only have 9 shades to work with, I don't think any shades should be so similar to each other, you know? I don't think any shades should be wasted. One thing I really liked about the Shroud Cosmetics collaboration with Beauty Bean, her It's Freaking Bats palette, is that Beauty Bean talked about in her video releasing this palette that she knew she only had 9 shades to work with, so she really wanted to make every shade count, and she didn't want to include any shades that you might already have in your collection, and I just think Colourpop needs to take that note from Beauty Bean and maybe try and do the same thing, because I feel like they give so many repeat shades in their palettes, you know? I understand, you know, somebody might be buying from Colourpop that's never purchased any makeup before. This could be their first eyeshadow palette. Colourpop was my first eyeshadow palette. I bought the I Think I Love You palette, and it was such a good starter palette for me. But I do still feel like this palette has too many similar shades. Even if you're just starting out in makeup, nobody ever needs shades that look exactly like each other, you know? Especially they're going with like poppies, which is like red, and I get it, it's a neutral palette, but like, why did you pick a red flower then? I don't know, I feel like there could have been a bold red in here in place of one of those neutral colors that looks exactly the same, you know? You can still have a neutral color with like a couple fun pops. And also, I don't consider red to be like a super bold color, you know? If you blend red out with a brown, it can be neutral. Anything can be neutral if you believe in yourself, in my humble opinion. But I just think this palette was a miss for me. I mean, I'm definitely not gonna buy it. I wasn't gonna buy it even if the shades didn't look similar to each other, but if I imagine alternate universe version of myself that wears neutral colors, I don't think she would buy it either, because they're just too similar, and I'm done talking about it. It's anti-hauled. Get out of here. Okay, this next new makeup release is not makeup at all. It's a makeup applicator. It is the Beauty Blender Zodiac sponges. Now, you guys already know I am a Zodiac lady. I love to talk about astrology. In case you're wondering, I am a Virgo sun, Sagittarius moon, Libra rising. Doesn't that tell you everything? It definitely does. I hope that those of you that like astrology understand me a little better now. I'm the first person to tell you I love a Zodiac themed thing. However, I think these Zodiac sponges are silly, and I don't think that you should buy them. First of all, I forget who was saying this the other day, but I was watching a video the other day of somebody talking about how Beauty Blender was able to get away. I think it was Abby Williamson. Sorry for that rapid lighting change, but yes, it was Abby Williamson in her video where she was talking about lies YouTubers told us. And she talked about how a few years ago, beauty YouTubers were able to get away with telling us that beauty blenders were worth $20 and that they were the only good way to apply your makeup because we didn't know any better. But nowadays, we're hip to it, friend. You know, we know that there's other sponges. There's Real Technique sponges. There's Shop Miss A sponges, that dollar store. There are so many sponges that are less than $20 that work just as well as Beauty Blender, and I feel like Beauty Blender is trying to stand out by coming out with new products, and it just keeps missing for me. I don't know. I think this is like it's a very weak thing. Like, all they did was put an imprint on the Beauty Blender. If you're already somebody who has no issue with buying a $20 Beauty Blender and you are in a financial position where you can spend $20 every couple months on a sponge that you definitely don't need to, then sure, go for it. Get your Zodiac sign, that's fine. But for me, it just made me mad because I was like, oh, I love Zodiac stuff, but this is a product that I will never buy because I know I don't need to spend $20 on a sponge. I don't even really like using sponges in my makeup routine anyways, but when I do, I use the Colored Rain sponge. It's $6. I've used the Real Technique sponge. It's like $10 usually. I really just wanted an excuse to talk about how you should never spend $20 on a beauty sponge, and I just think this is, you know, trying to make them stand out, to be like, oh, look, it's worth $20, it's got your Zodiac sign on it, and I am here to tell you that it's not, and you don't need to, And there are so many other cute Zodiac things you can buy. And buy a necklace with your Zodiac sign on it. That's always fun. Don't buy a beauty sponge with your Zodiac sign on it. It's gonna get covered with foundation. Nobody's gonna see it anyways. And I just think this is a cash grab, as are most things in the beauty industry. But this is a blatant cash grab to me, and I am not gonna buy it. I'm anti-hauling it. Get out of here. All right, and the last thing I'm gonna be anti-hauling, I know, kind of a quick anti-haul today, but that's okay. This is all the stuff I really thought was even worth talking about. But the last thing I want to anti-haul is the Fenty Powder Foundation. And this one, full disclaimer, is something I am anti-hauling because I personally won't use it, and I really just wanted to muse about why it maybe came to be with you. And I was very confused when I saw that Fenty released a powder foundation, mostly just because I feel like we've all kind of, as a beauty community, have been moving past powders and drying foundations. Like, nobody even really likes to buy matte foundations anymore, so I was very interested to see that they came out with a powder, although the more I thought about it, the more I thought about how that might appeal to a different sort of market. I thought about how the only foundation I think my mom has in her makeup drawer is a powder foundation. I know that a lot of people who I know who aren't huge makeup lovers, who don't shop on Sephora, and who don't think about makeup 24 hours a day like I do, tend to go with powder foundations, you know, because they're quick and they're easy. So I feel like, in a sense, this was a good idea for a launch because it definitely can tap into that market. But at the same time, I'm still very confused about it. So I kind of wanted to include this at the end just to like pick your brains about it. I was gonna say pick your little brains, but you guys don't have little brains. You have big brains because you're very smart. But I just kind of wanted to pick your brains about it. Why do you think they came out with powder foundation? Do you think there was a market for it? Do you think people were asking for it? I don't know. Do you wear powder foundation? I would love to know. Maybe I'm just super out of touch and out of the know since I just like play with colorful makeup all day long, and because I'm a very dewy lady and I like to play with dewy things. So maybe I'm just out of touch about it. Let me know if you wear powder foundation or if somebody you know wears powder foundation. But I just thought this was a very unusual launch, and obviously I'm not gonna buy it because I don't even wear matte foundation, so I would definitely not wear a powder foundation. But I do like the idea, if maybe I hear it's a good formula, maybe trying a shade that's like a bronzer shade. I don't know, maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's what Fenty was thinking too, that you could wear it as both foundation or like a setting powder or as bronzer. I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting. I thought it was worth noting. Definitely something different for the beauty industry. I haven't seen a powder foundation launch in like years, so I'm very interested by it, but I am not going to buy it. I am anti-hauling it, but I do want to hear your thoughts. All right, and with that, we have reached the end of the video. Please keep in mind that just because I anti-hauled something doesn't mean that you have to anti-haul it. I would never shame somebody for buying one of these products that I talked about today. If you're a beauty blender stan and you're super excited about the Zodiac sponges, I am super excited for you, and I would love to hear your Zodiac sign and what sponge you're buying. I mean, I guess it's probably your Zodiac sign. I don't know, buy your moon sign. Do you, do whatever you want to do. Let me know your Zodiac sign regardless, because I love to talk about astrology. But I thank you so much for watching. Please check out Kimberly Clarke's channel. Kimberly Clarke is the person who originated makeup anti-hauls. She is the pioneer of makeup anti-hauls. So definitely check out Kimberly's channel, and also check out Abby Williamson's channel. I love her anti-hauls so much. She's the reason I started making anti-hauls. I'll link them both down below. I thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video if you like it. Leave me a comment. It's good for the algorithm. It's good for engagement, but I also love to talk to you. But you know, if you don't have anything to say, just say hi. That would help me out greatly. But if you do have something to say it. I'd love to hear it. I hope it's nice. Thank you for watching. Check out my description box for everything on my face today, as well as a ton of Black Lives Matter resources. I'll have petitions to sign, places to donate, and ways to help protesters. So please click on those links if you have the time. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!